What's up? So it's time for today's episode. Second episode of my podcast, my solo podcast. Another one with I'm not gonna say with a friend, but she's my sister. I might start another one with my sister. Stay tuned for that one. I'm not sure what it's gonna be called yet. Anywho, so today on Comic QA with Auggie, I'm gonna be discussing more questions on Quora. I'm gonna be discussing 3 questions. They are what unconventional thought about the MCU. If Groot can regenerate, why wasn't an army of Groots created? And would Scarlet Witch have the ability to defeat Thanos in the MCU? These are the questions I'll be tackling today. But first, a word from our sponsor. Alright, now that we got that out of the way, we'll begin. What unconventional thought do I have about the MCU? The biggest unconventional thought I have is Captain Marvel sucks and she's not the most powerful Avenger. See, she could be the strongest. I'm not gonna lie. She was shown to be incredibly strong, but I do not think she's the most powerful Avenger. In my opinion, the most powerful Avenger is Scarlet Witch. Wanda literally makes Thanos look like a second-rate villain. She was tossing him around in Endgame, something Thor couldn't even do. And like I said before, Captain Marvel, in a sense, did it, but I just wouldn't rank it as much as what Wanda did to Thanos. I mean, he literally had to sacrifice his own troops to save himself from her. He said in Endgame, he used the stones to destroy the stones. Well, in Infinity War, Wanda used just her power to destroy a stone and push back Thanos, who had 5 stones at the same time. In my opinion, Wanda's power is unparalleled. In WandaVision, we see even more how Wanda's power truly works and how I truly think that in WandaVision we get to see more of her powers and how they develop. In Endgame, we got to see her power, just like her raw power filled with anger as she destroys Thanos. Despite the directors and everybody in the MCU or whatever trying to make it look like Captain Marvel was the strongest Avenger, was the most powerful Avenger, I think that Avenger is actually Wanda, Scarlet Witch. In my opinion, I think that in Infinity War, Thanos purposely made it so that Wanda would be one of those that died because he was even more afraid of her power than of Tony's plans. Because as you should know, Tony had created multiple plans to fight Thanos, and then in Infinity War, he decided to throw all of them away and take the fight to him. Tough, but okay. Yeah, I definitely think that Wanda is a more powerful Avenger, is the most powerful Avenger. I do think Captain Marvel and Doctor Strange are close seconds, but I just don't. At this point, I think Wanda's definitely the most powerful Avenger. And that's my unconventional thought. I don't think that Captain Marvel is the most powerful Avenger, but Wanda. However, I no longer think that's unconventional because I'm pretty sure a lot of people are thinking that now too, especially after WandaVision. The second question is, if Groot can regenerate, why wasn't an army of Groots created? See, if we're talking about the MCU, which is what I'm assuming this question is asking me about, he can regenerate himself only. If you're referring to Baby Groot, that's actually not his form or him at all. James Gunn, the director of Guardians of the Galaxy, stated that Baby Groot is actually Groot's son, not a younger version of Groot. If it's like that, their form, my guess would probably be that there's only one Groot at a time, and that Groot can only ever come out when the other dies. I'm not sure if there were other Groots, as people have mentioned in Quora, that Thor stated that that the Groot language was an elective in Asgard. I'm not sure if there was more or if there is more, but right now all we know is that Groot was a member of the Groot species, and Baby Groot is his son. So I guess, yeah, so Groot can't so he can regenerate. Obviously, we saw that multiple times in Guardians of the Galaxy. Both of them, we saw that Groot and Baby Groot can regenerate. And we now have it confirmed that James Gunn himself stated that Baby Groot is Groot's son, not Groot. So I think that's why an army of Groots can't be created. I think that an army of Groots can't be created because one Groot can only spawn one Groot at a time. So that means as soon as one Groot dies, another comes out. I'm not sure if there is more of the Groot species, but all I know right now is that what I said for the past like 30 seconds. Groot and Baby Groot are the only ones we know of so far, and Baby Groot came out when Groot died, and Baby Groot is not Groot. So that's why an army wasn't created. My third question for today is, would Scarlet Witch have the ability to defeat Thanos in the MCU? And I basically already answered this question in the first question, the first part of this video. Yes, she would. In terms of strength and durability, I don't doubt for a second that Thanos is stronger. However, in terms of power and ability, Wanda literally makes Thanos look like a second-rate villain. Like, as I said before, she was tossing him around in Endgame. Something Thor, something Fat Thor. I think his name is actually Bro Thor, but we'll ignore that. Tony Mark 50, don't quote me on that. And Cap and Worthy Cap couldn't do. And like I said before, Captain Marvel in a sense did it, but I just wouldn't rank it as much. And she definitely didn't show the power that Wanda did. I'm trying to see if I put anything else that could show why Scarlet Witch would defeat Thanos. Oh shoot! Yeah, that's all I have. But actually, no, might as well put it into a fourth question. Which MCU villain would have been a valuable ally had the villain not been a villain? So honestly, this one's not even that much of a question. It's literally asking which MCU villain would have been a valuable ally had the villain not been a villain. The most valuable ally would have been Thanos. I mean, he's the most powerful villain we've seen so far. So if he was an ally, it would have been a lot better. But he can beat up Hulk without using the stones. You can argue that he did have the Power Stone at the time, but he didn't use it. He commands an army, which could be useful. I mean, it says valuable ally, not valuable hero. So there, and he can wield all 6 Infinity Stones at once, which would be. I mean, he did get like scarred and burnt all over his body. I mean, not all over his body, like half of his face and his arm. But I mean, the only other person who wielded the Infinity Stone was Hulk, and he also wasn't left without a scar. And Iron Man also wielded it, and he died. So I guess that goes to show that Thanos really is powerful. So that's it for today's video. God, that's actually really short. Might as well keep answering another one. All right, so the fifth question for today is, if Mark 85 was made using Uru metal, would Tony Stark have any injury at all after he snaps? Uru absorbs most of the radiation plus a suit which absorbs all that energy. I think Tony Stark would still feel something. He would most likely feel internal pain all over his body, and it would most likely be excruciating. We've already know. I mean, we don't. I'm not sure if you guys know, but the Infinity Stones don't just harm a person's body; they also harm his soul and his life force. So he would probably feel internal pain, in the sense, not that it's attacking his internal organs, but that it's attacking his life force. So his whole body would begin hurting. Uru does absorb radiation, and the suit and the suit will absorb energy. So the Infinity Stones won't harm his physical body that much, but his soul and his life force will definitely feel something. And in the end, I'm not sure if he would die, but I definitely think that he will feel pain if his suit was made out of Uru and not. I have no idea what it was made of, but I'm pretty sure it was like titanium. So yeah, that's it for today's video. Sorry for it being super short. I did not think that would happen, actually. Then again, the first question and the third question were very similar. I ended up answering 2 more questions, so that's good. Tune in tomorrow. I'm going to be answering more questions. Probably not tomorrow, but I will be answering more questions soon. So stay tuned for that. Thank you. Oh, shoot. Please, if you liked it, please follow. Recommend me to your friends if you want to. If you don't, that's great too. Like I said in the previous video, I will be starting a YouTube channel soon, and I forget what that's called, and Instagram page, so that you guys can go and follow. Thank you. Till next time.